I recently got featured on Forbes, and I'm going to explain you exactly what I did to make that happen in a very efficient way. Now, the reason I'm going to explain you this in an efficient way is because we have dinner at 11 and we don't have a lot of time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So we got the car, we're in a parking lot somewhere in the middle of nowhere. We have a tent chair. Maybe not that aesthetic, but I don't think it matters really because you know what? I was camping last weekend, so the only chair I had to sit on is this one, otherwise I had to sit on the ground. Now, to go back to the point, there are three main things that I did to make this happen. And the most beautiful part about all of this is I found an idea that is extremely necessary and that solves a big problem in the market. I was going to find ways of how people acquired clients. And I was looking at different levels of acquisition in the way people acquire these clients. Now, you have different forms of acquisition. You have cold, you have warm, you have inbound, you have outbound, different formats. There are referral acquisition. You can do acquisition through media. You can leverage paid ads. Now, I put all these acquisition processes in line for me to understand the importance of it. The moment I did that, I technically backtracked the progress of evolution of how they actually got to its point. Meaning, we all know back in the day, everybody was knocking on doors to acquire clients, right? We know back in the day, 2015, Facebook started. The first time you could run ads on Facebook, everybody started doing that. Cold calling, right? Cold approach. Back in the 90s, people started to reach out on the street with papers, billboard marketing, the moment there were no TVs in this world. So the thing that I did is I put every single acquisition source in place for me to understand the importance of it based on the backtracked data that the internet provides, which is something I just explained you. So the moment I was writing them all down, right, I put them in place, very simple. This is what I did. So I put them in place on my whiteboard. It's like this. I took my whiteboard, I took it, I wrote it down, and I went back. And the moment I did that, I had so much clarity on all these acquisition sources. Now, the problem is the world is evolving so fast with AI, like it's ridiculously crazy. You have to understand it's insane. And the reason this happens, like Max, we talked about it, right?
Yeah, right.
It's like the world is evolving so fast. Everything evolves, and there are three main components that you need to understand. Trust, content, and obviously, one of the most important ones, AI. Now, because I was looking at all these different business models, we've talked about this before, I was looking at all these different business models and I was like, it doesn't make any sense. It's not bulletproof for any acquisition source to be efficient in the way companies and businesses are moving. No worries, there's somebody coming. You can let them pass, it's fine. So I think these people think I'm a celebrity or something. It should be, like I'm on a parking lot in a tent chair, like it doesn't make any sense. Back to the point. Exactly, back to the point. So what I did, I was like, okay, cool. I need to combine, right? Instead of me changing one of the prior business models or acquisition sources that were useful for the future, why don't I figure out a new way to create my own? And this is where everything became extremely difficult. For the past 2 years, I've been figuring this out. Hiring, firing over 50 people, spending literally millions of dollars on testing, going through pain, going through struggles, going through an insane amount of failure. And I made it work. And I'm going to explain you exactly how I did it. Because we're in a trust economy. Online is awareness. Awareness is lots of different information going to different types of people. You scroll on the internet and every single day you get thousands of data points, like thousands, millions, right? Based on every real YouTube video or Instagram post that you scroll through. Now, that's very amazing, that's good, that's awesome because you have access to an insane amount of information in an insane amount of time frame, extremely fast, maximum speed and efficiency. The problem here is the paradox of choice. So you don't know what to choose, which is the reason why so many people Now, so many people between the age of 18 and 25 have no direction of what they want to do in their lives. And I took advantage of this. I realized, cool, online business is excellent. Local businesses are retarded because you don't have the opportunity to reach people quick. Whereas online business, you can reach people around 100 times faster, up to 1,000 times faster compared to any local business. And I realized we're in a trust economy. Everything is moving towards trust-based selling. People don't buy from institutions anymore. People are gonna buy from brands. People don't buy frameworks and systems. People buy people, because that's exactly what matters. So why can we not build an acquisition source that stimulates an already existing brand? Instead of cold DMs, instead of cold ads, cold traffic, where there's an insane amount of force required to drag someone over the line. So I realized sales aren't being made through push marketing anymore. Sales aren't being made through direct marketing anymore. Sales are made through pull marketing and indirect marketing. Because everything goes through conversations. Everything goes through the DMs, right? I made millions of dollars through Instagram DMs. And that is how the world is moving. People buy from people that they like. People buy from great offers. People are changing the way they make decisions, meaning you have to adapt your marketing strategy to be able to convert them. Because you can have an insane amount of views and reach, but if you don't know a strategy on how to convert them, you will never be able to make sales. Now, this is how I built and created the profile funnel, where I have $150 million in tracked client revenue existing through that mechanism. Now, how does that actually work? Because a lot of you guys already know how it works, but most people don't. There are people watching this video and thinking like, Nick, what are you talking about? Now, the way this works, instead of selling linear, right, step by step, you sell an ecosystem. It's like a web, right? It's all connected to each other. So you already have a profile. You have a Facebook account. You have an Instagram account. You have a YouTube account, maybe a LinkedIn account. So you don't need to build something new. If you want to sell online, you just need to transform your existing profile where friends and benefits can enjoy your beach photos to something that an audience likes, to tap into a market where you can extract value and sell your offer. That's exactly what I did. I transformed my Instagram for friends and family into a personal page, and I opened the door to enter a new market, a market with a massive problem. And the beautiful thing is, you can decide the market that you enter. Do you want to solve a lead generation problem? Do you want to solve a sales problem? Do you want to solve a real estate problem? Do you want to solve any market? Because everybody uses these channels of social media. And that's exactly how I made millions of dollars. And it's what I'm doing for my clients, for them to be able to make millions of dollars. And this is something nobody has ever figured out before, which is the reason why I created a complete system for people to implement this for themselves. The moment they have any skills, they want to teach to any market. And that's the reason why Forbes featured me. On top of that, because we knew everything is going through content, brand, and trust, conversion needs to happen. And now, cool. Maybe you make content and you get new traction for your brand. Amazing. You now have to convert it. If you don't understand what to say to people to make them pay you, you will never make money. It's exactly the definition of an influencer compared to a business owner. That's the most important thing. So I built Mochi, and Mochi is a SaaS solution that is an operating system for creator-led businesses that want to utilize the opportunity of creating more conversion through the DMs, which is what we're moving towards. So not only did I build a solution that is extremely sustainable in today's market, I built a solution that is bulletproof for the future. And that is the reason why you need to have a smart mind the moment you create something new. Because you can do the exact same thing. You don't have to replicate me. You don't have to replicate something else. You already have skills, and you can utilize these skills in a more efficient way. People don't understand. People that work corporate jobs, they don't understand. that they're valuable because they're positioned into a system that makes them unvaluable. What I did with myself, and the only difference between us is we have the same skills. You have a skill, I have a skill, whether that's in marketing, sales, whether that's in selling houses, whether that's in anything. I took my skill, I placed my skill into a better model, and I utilized and attacked that model within a new market that nobody knows about. We're also constrained by our own beliefs and values based on our own experiences. And that is the reason why you are limited in your mind based on knowing what's actually possible in today's world. And if you want more context on this, I'm happy to send you a 3-hour video so you can get more context on the actual topic for you to have an idea of how you can put this into work. You can DM me on Instagram, I can send it over to you. You saw what I did? I just gave you a free asset to watch. When you observe that 3 hours of content of me, you're probably gonna become a customer. The fact that you're here watching this for 15, 20 minutes already confirms the fact that you're gonna become a customer. Does that mean that I need you to push to become a customer now? No, I don't. That's not what it is about. You can watch my content for 3 months and become a customer. You need, by the way, when you do this type of stuff and you actually wanna engage, you need a creative director. Somebody that sets this up for you, somebody that brings the ideas, because we're living together and this makes it extremely efficient as a founder to focus on its most important tasks. Because what I'm doing is Max is organizing everything and I'm sitting in his chair to focus on what's actually needed, right? And another car's coming. So we have to pause the video for a minute. Content doesn't have to be forced. Content can just be like who it is and how it is. There's no urgency and people like when there's no urgency. People don't like to get sold. People don't like to be pushed. You join, you get access the moment you feel ready. And the only thing that I can do is change your belief into making sure that you feel ready faster. Thank you for watching. Send me a message on Instagram and I'll speak to you very soon.